Gautama Buddha once quoted, "Three things cannot hide for long: the moon, the sun, and the truth." Throughout history, people have tried to hide the truth, sometimes through fear, sometimes through power, and sometimes through blind belief. But truth has a strange quality. It may be delayed, it may be suppressed, but eventually it appears. History remembers many thinkers who challenged accepted beliefs, not because they wanted conflict, but because they followed evidence and reason. One of them was Hypatia of Alexandria. She lived around the 4th century. Hypatia was a mathematician, philosopher, and astronomer. She taught science and encouraged people to think critically. But in a time of intense political and religious conflict, her influence made her a target. A violent mob attacked and killed her. Her death was not just a personal tragedy. It symbolized how knowledge itself can become threatening when people fear questioning. Centuries later, another thinker challenged the limits of accepted ideas. His name was Giordano Bruno. Bruno spoke about an infinite universe and the possibility that stars might be suns with their own worlds. These ideas were far ahead of their time. For his views, he was imprisoned for years. Eventually, he was executed in 1600. Today, astronomy continues exploring the very ideas that once made him dangerous. Then came Galileo Galilei. Using a telescope, he observed the heavens and found evidence supporting the idea that Earth moves around the sun. This challenged the traditional belief that Earth stood at the center of the universe. Galileo was forced to publicly deny his conclusions and spent the rest of his life under house arrest. Yet today, the motion of Earth around the sun is one of the most basic facts in astronomy. Science has often faced resistance not because the evidence was weak, but because the implications were uncomfortable. Even Charles Darwin experienced this. When he proposed the theory of evolution by natural selection, many people reacted with hostility. His ideas challenged deeply rooted beliefs about the origin of life and humanity. Yet, over time, evidence from genetics, fossils, and biology has strongly supported evolution. India, too, has a long history of thinkers who questioned accepted ideas. Charvaka, an ancient philosopher, encouraged people to rely on observation and logic rather than ritual or authority. His writings did not survive fully, but references to his philosophy remain. Later reformers also challenged social traditions. Basava questioned rigid caste hierarchy. Raja Ram Mohan Roy campaigned against the practice of sati and argued for women's rights. Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar supported widow remarriage and worked to improve education. Their ideas were controversial in their time, but today many of their reforms are recognized as important steps toward a more humane society. These stories reveal something important. Progress rarely arrives without resistance. New ideas often challenge old systems of authority and belief. But the strength of science and reason is that they do not depend on authority. They depend on evidence. Over time, evidence accumulates, experiments are repeated, observations are tested, and slowly, understanding grows. Truth does not win because someone declares it. Truth wins because reality eventually confirms it. As physicist Stephen Hawking once said, science is increasingly answering questions that once belonged to religion. For many people, science can feel uncomfortable because it replaces certainty with investigation and belief with evidence. But that discomfort is also what drives discovery. Every generation faces the same question. Will we accept ideas simply because they are familiar, or will we examine them with curiosity and evidence? Truth may be delayed, it may be suppressed, but like the sun and the moon, it cannot remain hidden forever. The real challenge is not whether truth will emerge. The real question is whether we are willing to see it. Truth does not need belief to survive. It only needs time.